Musically.
Hello and welcome to Relationship Soup. I'm your host, Lisa Hughes. Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. How y'all doing? How was your weekend? Happy late Memorial weekend. How's your week going? Did y'all enjoy your day off yesterday? Oh my goodness, y'all. Look, charge my head, not my heart. I know it's been a minute. Sometimes you got to take a little hiatus. You got to take a break, right? So how y'all been? Give y'all a second to get into this room. I tell you, boy, I have missed y'all, but I'm back. I mean, it's been a little bit. I've missed the laughs and the kicking and all that, right? But we're gonna get it in tonight. Sometimes you just gotta take a you gotta take a little sigh, right? So that's what we did. Okay, I see a little comment. All right, I see you, Lee Bennett. I see you. What's the science, Lee? We're gonna get into it tonight. This show, tell me, we're gonna get into it. So thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate y'all. Yeah, we definitely have a great show lined up for tonight. I want to thank all of y'all for pulling up, whether you're watching us live on Facebook, catching us on YouTube, or listening to a replay. I see you. I love you and I appreciate you. So anyway, but before we get into this 68th episode, y'all, 68 episodes, Chef's Kids, thank y'all so much for the support. I appreciate y'all. I got to do my spiel. So this will give y'all a little minute to get in this room too. All right, so listen, you should be liking, following across all platforms. All right, if you want to follow me, it's Relationship Soup LLC. All right. So greeting cards. We got all that. Greeting cards, t-shirts, all of that. And if I appreciate it. I just got to order y'all for 40 greeting cards. Catch up. All right. So go to relationshipsoup.com. You hear me? So go to relationshipsoup.com for your greeting cards, t-shirts, all of that. All right. And of course, y'all know y'all should be following us on YouTube. You see how I try to change it up? Usually I do YouTube first. When I change it up, you gotta keep it spicy. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put a little, you gotta break the routine. So please follow us on YouTube at Relationship Soup, period. Feel free to share this across all platforms and on IG. It's Relationship Soup. All right. So this is what I'm gonna do. Like I do every episode, I'm gonna go ahead and share the link for y'all to get in here. Because hey, the studio be open for you. It definitely be open. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the chat. So if you want to join me in the studio, feel free to do that. All right. All right. So, y'all, let's go ahead and get into this episode. And I'm chuckling. I just want to give a shout out to Daniel Artest. Thank you for this idea. And this is a real thing. And I'm telling you, we talked about this in the soup. It gets deep. So, all right, the 68th episode. All right, so this is what we're gonna get into. This one is entitled ChatGPT said what? When AI becomes your relationship coach. Now listen, y'all. We are going to dive into different ways that artificial intelligence, aka AI, is becoming like a relationship coach, becoming like your BFF. Okay, so picture this. Now, all of us, or some of us, have probably went to a coach, or look, our best friends. You hear me? Our circle, counsel, whatever, for some relationship advice, right? Am I lying? Now, listen. But what if? Picture this. What if your relationship coach, BFF, or whatever, don't have nobody, don't have no soul, no nothing? You can't even touch them. They're not even really tangible. What kind of, right? So, what y'all think about that? All right, so we're going to get into ways that AI is helping us not only connect, right? Now, we already know a lot of us have used AI for emails. Okay, I'm guilty. I've used it for an email or two, right? But what about for your relationship when it comes to matters of the heart? Have y'all used it ever? Have y'all ever asked AI a question concerning your relationship? So that's what we're gonna get into tonight. So y'all, let me tell you, I have a AI specialist here tonight. So I ain't just talking, right? I got somebody that is credible that's gonna break it down for us. So anyway, grab your tea, get your favorite drink, get in the room, and let's chat. Let's get it in. All right. I see y'all comments. I see you, Derek. Good evening. How are you, Derek Norris? It's been a couple weeks. You been good? It ain't been no soup for a couple weeks. How you been doing? All right, Reese, I see you. Welcome back. Well, thank you so much. I'm telling you, I missed y'all. I did. I really did miss y'all a lot. Nah, I didn't leave you no dope beats. Listen, sometimes you just gotta be like, hey, I'm out. I gotta. All right. So anyway, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into this. So I did post this question into Relationship Soup as well. And so we'll go ahead and get into it when I get to from the principal's inbox. All right. So anyway, first what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and bring Brian. Okay, I'll call him B. This is Brian. He is an AI expert. So he's going to give us kind of a Costco sample or a Sam's Club sample, if you will, of what AI is. Okay, because some of us we know, but some of us don't know. So before we get into this, I want y'all to be able to talk with some knowledge. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Brian in this room. I see you, Derek. I'm going to get your comment on. So I'm going to bring on Brian. And I'm going to ask him a few questions about AI. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you want to get in the room, I've already put the link out there. All right. So let me go ahead and bring Brian B on. Coming to the stage. What's up, cousin in law? How are you? I can't really hear you. I think your mute might be on.
That's gonna happen to me at least once a day, whether it's at work or whatever. I'll be talking for 5 minutes before somebody tells me. Yeah.
Listen, I'm a professor by day. And I need to stop saying
Uh-huh.
that because I'll be like, I'm a professor by day. Somebody asks me, what you do at night?
Crime fight at night. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So and I that has happened to me too. Be like
Mm-hmm.
when I tell you, I be talking and I be getting it
Mm-hmm.
too, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
somebody will probably be like, "We can't hear you." I'm like, "Bruh, why ain't y'all
right. I
say
just said
something?"
all that. You only want to say it again.
Absolutely. Oh, we got a comment already. Ooh,
That's just this crazy stalker. Don't worry about that. Yeah, yeah,
fan
yeah. Stay
club.
out there. Yeah,
So Shay Morton, okay, cousin, I know that's
yeah.
right.
What up,
Hey, Shay,
cuz?
Shay. All right, so B, let's go ahead and get into this. So
Hmm.
tell us what you do. Like, can you divulge that? Is it top secret? You feel me? Like,
So it's not top secret. So yeah, you can ask ChatGPT what it is and it'll tell you, right? So I
yeah,
I I work for um what does it say, maybe one of the top five software companies in the world, right? So these thoughts are mine and I don't represent anybody else. But so I do specialize in AI applications right now, and so um, we see it coming into all aspects of our lives, right? It's coming for our jobs, and it's helping us to write better and helping us to learn better and helping us in our relationships now. So yeah, I think we can continue to expect to see it like taking over all aspects, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So let me
Mhm.
ask you this. So how does AI learn behavior and like communication patterns? Because there's a lot of stuff out here. I'm gonna get into the
Yeah.
B. I just learned about B like 5 days ago. I was like, B, not like the,
Yeah.
not B.
Hmm.
B.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, yeah, and I just read about it a little bit today, so yeah, I'm definitely not an expert either. But so like AI in general, right? So it learns off of like public data. And so you can picture it scouring the internet for documents and spreadsheets and information and gathering all this data, gathering like conversations that are public, right?
Mhm.
And that's how it learns, right? So it's different, right? So as a human, we grow up, we fall down, we get back up, we learn that we don't do that anymore. So we got to fast track it when it comes to computers, right? So we have to feed it that fall down information and teach it, not to do that again or talk like this or react like this.
Okay. I love it. I love it. So let me ask you this. So do you feel, and I think I know the answer, can AI help us become better communicators? Look, I was about to say communication majors, communicators, or
If you do
partners.
your homework, it can definitely do your homework for you too.
You listen, I'm a professor and I'll be like, this
Mhm.
don't even sound like this student's writing, but okay.
And that's the problem. That's how you get. That's how you get caught up when when they know it ain't you. Yeah. But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, like I think like there's tons of different industries that AI can help with, right? And one might be helping us uh, to understand ourselves even better, right? So there's been times when I've been at work and I've written an email and I've read it and I'm like, I don't really like the tone of this, and I've asked ChatGPT to change the tone to be more professional or change the tone to be more friendly, right? And then so from those from ChatGPT's knowledge base, it knows how to change like human interactions, right? Human text and like thoughts to be more friendly. So yeah, it can absolutely help us be more better communicators.
Okay. So what about partners though? Now I'm getting a little personal. Can it help me
Mhm.
become a better boo?
I think so. I think so because so for example, you might have a guy issue. You might call your cousin and get her ideas on it, right? And so she's gonna give you her thoughts because of like her life experiences, right? Whatever her suggestion is, whether right or wrong, it's a sum of her life experiences, right? So with something like ChatGPT or B or whatever, it's been fed public data on maybe relationships, maybe good or bad, maybe positive outcomes in relationships and negative outcomes, and it's going to give you an answer based on that public data that it has, right? So it's really almost the same thing, right?
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Let me ask
Mhm.
you this. So, how would you say that AI compares to a human therapist or coach or BFF or that cousin? Look, Leah,
Yeah,
my cousin.
yeah, yeah.
How would you say that AI compares?
Hmm. So So there's AI in the general sense, like I've got ChatGPT on my phone, right? And I can ask it a question. It's almost like searching something in Google, right? But the device like B, right, it's more personal, right? So it learns about you. So you'd say today you had a bad day. The device may remember that when you talk to it tomorrow, and then it may say, I hope you're having a better day than yesterday. So it's more personal, right? It asks more about you. So, and a therapist will do that too, right? Like they're going to take notes and they're going to review things and come back to situations to see if you've grown in certain areas and things like that. So in a lot of sense, they are very much the same. But you don't get that. So the AI is going to have like artificial like empathy for you. It's going to say what it's been programmed to know as empathy, right? So if I say to ChatGPT, I'm feeling sad today, right? So it's going to process that language, process that word sad, right? And it's going to reply back with an empathy response, like, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that," right? Or if you're doing like a video chat with ChatGPT, it's going to analyze your face and see that you're down, and it knows what a sad face looks like, and so then it's going to reply back and maybe give you some words of encouragement. A therapist would do the exact same thing, right? So,
Absolutely.
I'm biased, right? I'm in the space, so like I like it. But it's never going to replace like human interaction, right? So like a computer isn't warm. It can't touch you. It can't like feel your heartbeat. It's never going to replace those certain things that we just need as humans.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Because, I actually, when I was coming up with these questions, I was thinking about these questions too. And so I ain't gonna lie to kick it. I play in Chat GPT. I ain't gonna lie to kick it.
Yeah,
And it's fast. You feel me?
yeah,
Like I
yeah.
sometimes I think some therapists they may have it may be a down period for them to be
Hmm.
able to give you that response, right? Whereas
Yeah,
Chat GPT gonna give it to you in a matter of seconds. And if you get that
immediately.
little
Yeah,
reason light, the
yeah.
reason, it might
Hmm.
take its time, but it'll probably be faster. So I
Yeah,
would think that's probably,
yeah.
would you agree with that?
Yeah, no, I agree. Like it's super fast and it comes up with answers like super quick. Like I asked it a couple questions before this started just to make sure I had the right understanding of some of the inner workings of itself. And it was, it answered my questions, in seconds.
Yeah.
And so a therapist might not do that, right? And then there's also the human error side, right? Where like, what if your therapist is having a bad day? What if they don't feel like giving good advice today? Or what if they're having bad relationship advice? Like they might, and as with humans, right? Like we're prone to errors,
That's
right?
true.
Like,
That's true.
software, not so much. Yeah.
Absolutely. I see y'all questions. I'm gonna bring them on, B. We got some questions.
All
So
right.
So, like, I like what you said about that because one thing, I'm a Cancer. Oh, you're a Cancer too, right?
Oh
So,
yeah,
so
all
I'm a
day.
Cancer. Cancer,
Mhm.
hey, magic.
Uh-huh.
So sometimes there's emotions and there's these feelings that are involved. Whereas chat, you ain't getting that. They look, they ain't got no dog in your fight. You feel
At
me?
all.
So they
Yeah.
can respond, or it it can respond without
Hmm.
all the emotions and feelings
Hmm.
because I've said this like emotions and feelings don't necessarily mean truth. I think it's good
Yeah.
to have it, but
Yeah.
sometimes I think my opinion, it can kind of when you're dealing with certain things, you have to take the emotion and feelings out, even when you're giving advice on certain things, because truthfully,
Hmm.
a therapist should be devoid of, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ideal therapist shouldn't have no feelings. They shouldn't feel a way,
Yeah.
but they
Hmm.
do. And I know this to be
Yeah.
a fact. So okay, so let me go ahead and bring because they are coming in, B. So let's see what we got here. I'm gonna go to the top. Let's see here. So Derek says he's been going through withdrawal. Leap in, and we see you, beautiful. We see you. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, cousin. Are you nervous? You nervous, B?
No, I'm good. I talk
Me too.
about this all day, every day.
This is what he do, Shay.
Yeah.
You know that. This is what he
Hmm.
do. So no tea, just coffee. Excited for this conversation. Listen, hey, no tea, just coffee. We getting into it. So Alfred says, "What's up, B?"
Hmm. Pretty deep.
So Matt Henry says, "Hey, Brian.
Oh,
Hey,
that's
Matt.
Bill. That's
Oh,
Bill.
hey, Bill. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it."
Hmm.
Fonda says, "Hello. Shell is my friend." Oh, hey, Shell. I see you, Shell. Thank you so much for joining me, beautiful. All right, so let's see here. So shout out to the king. All right, so there is a question. Okay, B, let's add this is a question. So is Gemini the same as AI?
Yeah, it's yep, yep. It's AI. It's all the same. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, they don't learn the same, right? But they're different. Yeah,
That
but I mean
so what does that
they're the
mean?
same.
Like what because I know it's Chat GPT, right? That's the one,
Right.
that's my
Yeah.
homie, right?
Yeah,
Chat,
yeah, that's
that's
the
my
big
homie.
one that everybody,
That's the big
yeah,
one,
most
right?
people use. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
ain't paying for him. You feel me? I ain't paying for it. Look,
Yeah.
I done made him a
Yeah.
him and everything, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So
He can be
yeah,
whatever he wanted to be.
listen, hey, because I can do that. So yeah,
Hmm.
I actually heard of Gemini. A friend of mine was literally just talking about Gemini earlier today. Like, yo, I'm using Gemini. Like, and you ain't even got to pay for it. Like,
Hmm.
is it through Google or something? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, I believe so.
Okay,
Yeah.
right on. All right, so let's see here. Should we be careful using Chat GPT in the workplace? What you think?
So I've been encouraged to, and as I mentioned, like I also like to use it, right? If I want to like draft an email that sounds more professional, right? Or if I want to help me get started on like writing a document or something like that, I literally say, hey, I want to start this document about X project. I want to talk about these 5 points. Give me some details. And within seconds, like it'll fill pages of documents for me. That doesn't stop me from going back, deleting some of it, rewording some of it, rearranging it. So we have to remember that like you can't just say go do this thing and turn your back on AI, right? We're not there yet. Like you need to say go do this thing and go check AI's work, right? Because you're still submitting that yourself, right? Like so you should
Right.
be like aware of like what your work is. But yeah, I've been encouraged to use it in my workplace.
Absolutely. And it's I would think that it would depend on your workplace, like yours, where you are. I can definitely see that. In my workplace, I feel like it should be more of a supplement. Like I don't really knock my students for using Chat GPT or whatever.
Yeah,
My thing is
yeah,
use it as a supplement. You know what I mean?
hmm
Like come
yeah,
up with your own stuff.
yeah,
Use it as a supplement to add to. You know what I mean?
right,
So that way
right.
you still using this. You feel me? Not
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
that
for sure.
not saying you ain't using this B. I'm just saying
Yeah, yeah,
for the field that I'm in, I think it should be
uh-huh.
more of a supplement. But
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I mean, think about calculators, right? Like, but when you're taking a course in college, they say no calculators. It's like I can write this formula on my calculator to do this entire problem, but your teacher wants to see your work. So before you can use your calculator, you need to be able to know what the calculator is going to do on the back end. So it's the same way.
absolutely. So let's go to this comment. So cheat code says gang, gang,
That's
gang.
nephew.
What's up, nephew? Crystal McNeil, what's the science? I see you, Crystal.
Crystal.
Crystal. Yeah, really, Crystal.
Yeah, no, that's Crystal.
No,
Yeah,
no, no,
yeah,
for
no,
real,
that's
for real,
Crystal.
for real.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All day,
Okay.
Crystal.
So we see what's cracking Uncle B, my
Yeah, you
boy. All
got
right,
it.
so Chico says, how's Microsoft using AI and are you involved in the actual coding?
Um,
And you
so,
can plead the fifth if you gotta plead the fifth.
yeah, Microsoft uses it's public knowledge that they use multiple AI applications. Like you can go build your own AI application with Microsoft. So, yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. Let's see here. So let's see. So Fonda says, Lisa, it is fast. Tell me about it. I be playing with it. I do.
Have
I
me
do be
on more
playing.
often.
Hey, it's super fast. All right.
Uh,
So Google is Gemini is the Google. Okay, perfect. Thank you for
hmm
confirming that. So Derek says, why do systems keep going rogue, or what kinds of what's it, falsities? What's that? Fail safes. Okay, don't be playing with me, Derek. Because see, you listen, Derek. Now you know, Coach J be watching. He gonna send the reading rainbow like I'm messing up. So what kind of fail safes should we have in place to keep us safe from AI?
I would say like the last line of defense should be yourself, right? Like so, just treat it as what it is, right? It's software. Like your phone messes up some days, my computer messes up some days. Like it's still going to be prone to issues. So like you should be make sure that like you should be the last line of defense. But I mean, there are some safety measures, like, but it depends on the product, right? So like there's safety measures in there where like you can ask some AI systems about like um, taboo topics or like different society issues. It may just not respond about those things. So there's like built-in things to chat GTP, GPT. But yeah, like
LMNOP.
I know, right? It's hooked on phonics work for me.
You hear me?
Uh, yeah, but no, I mean, you have to. I think you have to use it to. If you want to use it, you got to use it sparingly, and then understand how it works, right? So because I can ask a question in different ways and get a different response, or I can tell Chat GPT to like, hey, give me a strongly worded answer, or give me a friendly answer, and it'll do that, right? So, like, yeah, we have to like you have to check it, be your own safe guide.
Okay, that's real.
Crystal
That's
say
real.
Chat
So let's see.
GPT.
So Crystal says, Jamal says, "Hi, bestie."
Okay, yeah, that's bestie.
Okay, I
Yeah,
know
that's
that's.
bestie.
So Alfred says, "Is it okay to use AI to help better express your feelings to a loved
I'm
one?"
glad Alfred asked this question.
Great question, Alfred. Great question. Take a turn.
So this is from personal experience, right? So here's a personal experience story. You know, kicking it with this little shorty a couple months back, Valentine's Day. We was kicking it tight, so I figured I would just give her a Valentine's Day card. But I couldn't come up with the words that I wanted to give her to express how I felt. I had writer's block,
It
basically,
happens. It
right?
happens.
So I asked ChatGPT, I got this little shorty doo wop from around the way I've been kicking it with. I just want to express my feelings to her. And so he gave me some words, and I used those words, included some of my own. But this goes into the downfall of ChatGPT. It was too well written to be passed as my own work, right? So, so she was dubious from the beginning. And I think a couple of weeks later, she's like, "Did you write this, or did ChatGPT wrote this?" And so I had to tell her that it was a combined effort. But
It was. It was. It was a collab.
it was a
It was a
collab.
collab.
It was a collab. But to her, in her defense, she would rather poorly worded card from me as opposed to a nicely worded collaboration card. That's fine. That's fine. So
I
to Alfred's question, use it at your own risk, brother. Use it at your own risk. Yeah.
I am cracking up.
Yeah.
You know, hey, sometimes you just don't have the words to say, and you can say it better. Say it better with
Mhm.
Chat
Yeah.
GPT.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
have, because it happens. Life,
Yeah.
routine, life be lifing, and
Life be
sometimes
life.
the brain, it just be, we just need just a little
Uh-huh.
push, right?
Yeah. Exactly. I
All
think
right,
she forgave me though. We still kick it.
that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what. So it didn't mess up. Okay, so that's okay. So now I
Yeah.
context
Yeah.
behind.
She's still down. Yeah. She's still down.
Hey, I ain't mad at it. It's the
Uh-huh.
thought that counts,
Hey.
right?
Hey.
It's not that much different from your homie being like, "Oh man, I don't know if this how y'all be talking. No man,
We
this
do. We
what you
talk
need
like
to
that.
say. Y'all do okay. All
Yeah.
right, right on. Because I
Yeah.
got a
You
lot
got
of
it.
male
You got
friends.
it.
I've had
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot of
You got
male
it.
friends, and so they
Uh-huh.
be sharing stuff, and I'll be like,
Yeah.
"Man, this what you
Yeah.
say, son."
To say this. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Hmm.
Crystal says she not. She's still
She
standing.
is. She is Crystal. Yeah, she ain't go
Oh,
nowhere.
that's right, Crystal. All right, so let's see here.
Mhm.
So it says, "What's up, Cusby? Sean here. I work in the wedding industry. How do you feel about someone using chat to write a marriage proposal or wedding vows?"
Oh man, wedding proposal. So from a technology standpoint, AI can do all of those things. From matters of the heart standpoint, don't let your fiance find out, right?
Bad,
Like,
bad.
and that's really what it is. Like, I would say I would use Chat GPT to give me some talking points, but put those talking points in your own words. Don't let it just write it, because as you mentioned earlier, Lisa, right? Like, you don't want to take your empathy out of the equation,
Mhm.
right? Because AI doesn't have empathy. Somebody's taught it how to be empathetic, and it's just simulating empathy. That's totally different from the human emotion. So, yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah, for real. Like, yeah. I want it to be authentic and
yeah.
organic as much as it
So,
can, you
so,
know.
so, but what if you're dating a guy who just doesn't have the words? They're not a scholar. They don't know how to express their feelings. Like, that's not their, you know, it's not their in their wheelhouse, right? Like that's not what they do. So we got
I
the
would say,
technology for them to use their
yeah.
words, but,
Use it as
but
a supplement. Like I tell my
okay.
students, use it as a supplement. You know,
Hmm.
like you if you've been dating this woman, you should be studying her or vice versa if you've been dating this man. Because some women they
Hmm.
ain't got the swag either. Some women ain't got the swag either, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh, there you
I
go.
say study that person and then like maybe you can bounce some things off. Just don't let it be your like your representative totally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let some of it come
Yeah.
to you because I'm telling you now, B, this situation we're gonna get into in a minute. Because a friend of mine that bought this to me, again, the B, right?
Hmm.
I saw that B AI watch thing.
Hmm.
It ain't even like it's on back order right now. Like
Really.
people are really using this thing, right?
Hmm.
So anyway, I think it's just important to like study a person, and it's okay if you want to do some research to get some ideas that to add
Hmm.
to your own. I don't personally see anything wrong with it, but to
Right.
be lying to kick it, be like, baby, these is my words. These ain't your
Right.
words.
Yeah.
You should have cited your source. See,
I
I be
should have
telling my
cited my
students, you should
source.
have cited your
Exactly.
sources. That's what I be telling my
Exactly.
students. Cite your
Exactly.
sources. You feel me?
Hmm. Yeah.
All right, so let's see. We got
FMLA format is what I
you
should have
hear
did.
me? That's it. That's it. That's it. Okay, so I see a few of these comments, and B, I'm gonna give you a rest here in a minute because we got to get from the principal's inbox going. So
Mhm.
Bridal says, "What's up, Sean? Drop that dude that don't have
What if he got everything else though? What if he got
right,
everything
Sean."
else? Pockets is good. Everything else good. That's just yeah. It's just this little stalker I
Oh
got. Don't
my
worry about
god.
her.
Oh
She'll
my
be
god.
yeah.
So tonality says never copy and paste from AI as it can come off non-organic, but use it as a guide to properly express yourself. I think that's good. Now, B, I
Hmm.
do have. Let me see here. I do have. We got some stuff on the project. Okay, I see you, Mark. Apparently, AI. What's that new about a side relationship? And when AI was being threatened, it was going to threaten to. Let's hope that AI don't do that. Don't threaten. Tell it. Don't
Can you
don't be
count
telling my
that?
secrets, AI. Don't tell my secrets.
Dang.
You feel me?
Dang.
All right, shout out to Bridal. Okay, so Brian, I do have another question for you. Where do I want to go with this? So let's see here. Like, so that B, you said that you looked at B a little bit, right? Right,
Hmm.
B, at B a little
Yeah.
bit. So I wanted to ask you as I'm going through my questions. Look, I be trying to make it smooth and set
Hmm.
and
But when the
swag.
conversation's so riveting, it's
I
hard to follow your
know,
format. Hey,
right?
I'm with you.
So
I'm with you.
so AI tools like B, right? Do you feel like there are any risks other than your babe feeling away because it ain't you?
Hey,
It's B.
hey, yeah, yeah. Um, no, other than that, like, not really. Like, AI is not gonna share your data with somebody else. Like, it's not gonna lie to you, right? It's not gonna make fun of you. It's not gonna like go share your business with somebody else. So, like, I get the appeal. It's like having a confidant, right? Like that kind of learns about you, especially like this B app, right? Like it learns about you. And um, I, I I'm in the technology field, so I don't particularly trust all technology, especially when they say that they don't share your data.
Mhm.
But that's just my personal opinion. So just I would say be wary about giving it, all of your information or uh,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, I would say like for the most part, it's mostly safe, right?
and that makes sense. And like for those of you that don't know, like B is like it looked like a watch, kind of like a watch. I don't know if there's other devices. What I researched is like a watch, and basically you wear this thing. It looks like like one of those Apple watches or whatever, the watches, and like it literally listens to you. It quietly observes and it listens
Hmm.
to you, and then you can get feedback. I believe there's like a premium that you pay, a monthly premium of like 49.99 a month. Don't quote me. I'm just saying I just kind of looked into it, but basically that's what it is. So this device is worn and then it can give you feedback. So like, you get into it with the teacher at school. You feel me? It can give you feedback on how to move. So anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so let's see here. We got some more comments. Let's see here. Let's see here. So Sean says, to be very clear, I don't have this problem in my life, but for those who do, can AI help you with your sex life? What you think?
I mean,
Let me drink for that.
probably, probably. Like I don't see why it wouldn't. Like I don't see why it would. Like consider this though, right? Like you could probably search on the internet right now for some tips and tricks on how to please your partner during intimacy, right? AI is trained off of public data. It knows those tips and tricks also. So yeah, I'm sure it can answer some questions. Now it's not going to show you, but it's going to be like having a conversation with your friend about, hey, you know, how do I
Yeah,
keep
because it's going to
that
pull from
steak?
those resources
Yeah,
that you probably
exactly.
was going to search
Yeah,
on Google anyway. It's just a one-stop
exactly,
shop. It's going to pull all of that.
exactly. Yeah.
Let's see here. All right, B. So this they hitting you up today. So let's see here. You said it won't lie to you, but I've been doing some research into actual prompts. You type into LLMs. What's LLMs?
LLM is a large language model, which is
Thank you, because
essentially,
I'm
yeah.
thinking LLM to give you exactly what you want. Can you say how to phrase things to get what you want?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, right? So you can ask the same question different ways and it'll answer differently, right? Even though you're kind of saying the right thing. So I think you got to kind of play with it to ask the right questions. It's just like asking a question to Google or wherever, right? Like you got to make sure you put in those keywords so that you get the right answer that you're looking for. So it's just like that.
Okay, that's what's up. So this is what I'm gonna do, B. I'm gonna take you off of here. Can you stick around for a little
Yeah.
bit?
Yep. I'll
Okay,
be around.
cool. Because I got to get to from this principal's inbox, and I got to share with the fellow supers were saying about this topic. Okay, so
Hmm.
let me make sure I ain't got nothing else to ask you. Um, I think you answered this already. So I'm just gonna spill the tea on what this next topic is gonna be about. Okay, so this person, all right, this is what slid into my little inbox. All right, so the question I asked was, have you ever used ChatGPT to get relationship, marriage, or dating advice? If so, would you consider it useful? Right? Boom. Well, this is the topic. So I'm gonna read it. This is what was in my little. Okay, so hey Lisa, I have a friend who uses B, a wearable AI that sits quietly in the background, learning your patterns, preferences, and relationships over time. She says it's transformed her relationship and that it's one of the longest she's ever been in. Is that even healthy? She says that this is the longest relationship. I think it's 2 years.
Yeah.
Because she goes to B, like B be telling her what to do.
Hmm.
So
I
anyway,
think it's beautiful.
hey,
I love it.
hey,
Yeah.
hey,
I mean, if it's bettering our lives, then why not?
that makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Let's see here. So these comments are off the chain, y'all. They are off the chain. Did I miss anything? Anything else anybody want to ask me before I take them off of here? Let's see here. Hold on. So Chico says at Derek Norris, oh, I know them boys in suits already knocked on my door and questioned me about my searches a few months. What you searching, Chico?
All
What you
right.
searching? They are watching me closely. Wow. So, so listen. So B, right? I was having a conversation with someone earlier because I was so geeked about this B. It says that B is a conversation BBL, like what BBLs are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what B is. And
Look,
I
they
was
got
like,
hype BBLs
you
now
hear
too,
me?
right? Yeah.
Yes, they got the
Yeah.
premium BB.
Mhm.
B.
Nah, I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm about to go to Turkey and get a beer BBL here. Sure. Yeah, we out here.
Hey, I ain't mad at it, right? So,
Uh-huh.
like some people would argue, just do the squats, do the work, do the
Right.
research. You
Right.
feel me?
Some
But
people want them results like tomorrow. They ain't got time
today,
for the squats.
5
Exactly.
minutes. We want it in
Exactly. They
five
ain't got
minutes.
time. They ain't got
Right.
time.
Absolutely. So that's the conversation BBL. A quick fix.
Hmm.
A
Yeah,
diaper.
exactly. Yeah. Some people need it now.
Lee says a beard BB.
Who is this person? They be in the chat, boy.
Blowing
I'm
up
gonna
the
talk to
chat.
her backstage. I'm gonna talk to her
All right.
backstage. Yeah.
Let's see here. So let's see here. Let AI help. See, I'll be reading y'all text too. Let AI help level up, not replace. And I can see that. It should be a
Hmm.
supplement. It should not
Hmm.
replace. Right? Like a
Yeah.
BBL, it should not replace doing squats or whatever's gonna get that booty right. You feel
Yeah.
me? And AI should not replace actually being authentic, organic,
Yeah.
intuition, human reasoning, and all of that. Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Agreed.
all right, y'all. All right, so I'm gonna take you off, B. Now I might have to bring you back.
All right.
Okay. All right.
All right.
All right. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. If
Mhm.
y'all got more questions for B or if y'all want to get in this room, hit that link and we can get you in here. All right, boom. So y'all listen. Do y'all feel more informed? Like I feel so like enlightened. So this is what I want to do. So going back, I did ask the question in relationship soup, like, have you ever used Chat GPT, LMNOP, right? For relationship advice or whatever. So I do want to bring on with some of my fellow groupies, supers, right? What they have said. So let me go ahead and bring on some of my people. All right, boom. So this is the question right here. The question is, have you ever used Chat GPT to get relationship, marriage, or dating advice? If so, was it useful, etc.? Would you consider it? What are your thoughts on folks that use it for those purposes? Let's talk about it. Okay, boom. So, of course, my relationship soup community never ever fail. They don't fail. They don't miss. All right, so let me go ahead and here we go. All right, so boom. So these are some of the comments right here. I won't read them all. So basically, Michael Cheesebro said, I don't use that thing for anything. Renee was surprised that people use it for such things. And so Nikki Bonner, Nikki, where are you at? Are you on a plane, Nikki? I know you're supposed to be coming to Indy. But anyway, Nikki says Chat GPT for relationship advice. While technology can be programmed to mimic human emotion, we must remember it is actually void of human emotion. So unless you're in a relationship with a robot, I wouldn't recommend it. What y'all think? How y'all feel about that? Y'all not in a relationship with a robot, y'all want to do it? What y'all say? What y'all thinking? All right, so I'm going to share one more. So let's look at this one. So Carl Lewis, Carl, where are you at? Carlito. All right, so Carl Lewis Jr. says no because Chat GPT ain't even faithful. I don't like my AI. I'm sorry. I don't like my AI talking to everybody. So Nikki says, Carl, just anybody can get it. And then Carl says, AI must stand for all in. Listen, listen. So what y'all think? Y'all gonna Chat GPT it? What y'all feeling? Have y'all ever used it? And be honest. Have y'all played with it? I mean, you know what? I ain't gonna lie to kick it. Now, besides, the business professional stuff, I asked Chat GPT a question because I was really just curious. Right? I asked it a question about me or whatever, and it pulled all this information from like about what I do, me being a professor and all that, and it was kind of scary. It's like for real, for real. All right, so Derek says, I haven't used AI for relationship stuff. I'd consider it. You would consider it, Derek? That's real. Fonda says not. All right. So, I mean, that's fair. And, I think with anything, you have to be careful because at the end of the day, it is more beneficial to be organic, to be authentic. It just is. I'm just not opposed to research and learning things. And sometimes chat can help you with that. Chat wrote my resume. I'll be a, because, you crack me up. See, you know what? I got to learn to stiffen my back with you, Lee Bennett, because you'll have me on here giggling. So Lee says, Chat wrote my resume. I'll be a pilot on your next Spirit. For real? Bam, don't do it. Don't do it. And let me know what flight that is because I'm just going to forego it. But that is true. I have known of people, And actually, I remember I was watching TikTok. It was actually over the pandemic, and it was this lady who used to be a human resources um, representative or whatever. And she was talking about how you should use Chat GPT for your resumes because it can pull those keywords and all that stuff or whatever. And it's like you could use it, and she shared this trick or whatever. So I don't know. I mean, to each their own. So Mark, I see your comments. I can ask him directly. Hmm, that's fair. That's fair. All right, so let's see here. Dr. Cooper, what's the science? I see you. What's the topic, Professor? Mad about my text. No worries, no worries. And I'll answer your text after the show. Yeah, listen, the topic is we talking about Chat GPT. You know, a program chair, Dean, you know about Chat GPT in academia. Hey, you know them conversations that we didn't have. So basically we're talking about using Chat GPT in relationships. That's what we're talking about. Exactly. How do you think I don't do it, fam? Reconsider. Read some little sure. All right, y'all. So what y'all think? What do y'all think about the person who uses B, a wearable AI that sits in the basically you wear this watch and it's learning your patterns, preferences, and relationships over time. Now there's already someone who says that they've used this, and this is the longest relationship that they've ever been in. So what y'all think? Derek says, yeah, I don't trust AI to have it look it up for me. Nope, I trust it for information, but not privacy. You know, that's something to think about too, because there are so many ways that our information is leaked. So Fonda says B sounds like too much. It does sound like a lot. I don't think, I mean, honestly, these are enough because these is always listening to us. These is always listening to us, right? Do y'all want something else? You want something else listening to you? You want something else populating stuff that you talk about? I don't know. So you say, oh. All right, so let's see here. Is there anything else? What would I say to this? Me personally, I think it's again, I can't reiterate it enough. I feel like it's a case by case, and I don't personally see anything wrong with using AI for to supplement, right? I think organically, if you're in a relationship, that person is going to want the organic you, right? It's already enough in the beginning of relationships. A lot of times we get that PR. You feel me? We get the PR, we don't get the person. But to add AI to be your sole source of communication with that person, I almost don't know if that's fair. Is that lying to kick it a little bit? We get representatives all the time, and we get people that lie to kick it. We've all probably experienced that. So is it really fair? What y'all think? Fine, it says right. Government hears everything as it is on ourselves. That's true. That's true. I think Chat GPT reads our minds. Hey, whatever. Brian explained it. Brian explained how that whole thing works. Listen, it does seem very intuitive. Like I've seen posts about how people didn't share certain details or whatever, but it was this lady who said she went to go get a paint from one of the paint stores and she didn't talk about it. She didn't have her cell phone with her or whatever. And so when she went home, the advertisements in her feed was the paint that she bought. So anyway, I don't know. I'm sure it's a program behind it or whatever. I'm just saying, like for me personally, I don't, listen, baby, be all look to my bae out there. You feel me? I'm just saying, be organic. You feel me? I'm just saying, just be organic, be authentic. It's okay to research. You know, I'm just look. I'm manifesting. I'm manifesting, y'all. It's okay to research. Just be yourself. Government tracks us. Absolutely, it does. And I was actually looking at something populated in my feed on Instagram, and it talked about like be careful when you post your pictures and just like not having protections on your phone because there's sites that actually can trace where you are, and like your pictures can tell hackers where you're at. So I mean, we can trace all the time. Your future bay is at listen. Look, Tammy, I'm manifesting it. Nikki didn't already manifested. Nikki didn't already start sending me gifts and everything. Manifesting my babe. I'm just saying. Absolutely, Fonda. Absolutely. Cheat code. It's called ADTEC. Hey, cheat code. What does ADTEC stand for? You know, I ain't trying to be ignorant. You feel me? Like, what does that stand for? You don't have to search it or even have your phone powered on, but it still will track you. Wow, that's deep. I don't even doubt it. I don't even doubt it. You feel me? Like, that's amazing. It's scary at the same time, right? All right, so let's see here. Anybody in the studio want to get in here before I get to the true false game? Anybody got something to say? All right. Hey, Mark Lee, how are you?
I'm doing good. I was just writing some notes and everything, but you always doing amazing. I was really impressed with your guests and everything. Ironically, we were talking about AI on Pod TV earlier and everything, because if you look at Facebook, if you put in an ad, oftentimes that ad is what they start showing you again over and over again. So kind of to your point, if you order some shoes and you start getting new shoes and everything like that. And I've even this is really going to scare you and everything, but I have gotten addresses, and that's what I was going to ask Brian and everything. But I have put in the data that comes off of the business card, and it is literally giving me that person's street address, even if the street address isn't on the card. And sometimes it's even pulled up pictures, even if the person's picture isn't on the card as well. So a lot of times those things are in the algorithms, and you don't even know that you're going to get it because I've typed in somebody's address and put in their information based on the business card, and then I'm going like, wait a minute, their address wasn't on there. How come it's telling me their personal address and all along those lines? And then really quickly, because I did mention that story, it was actually in BBC, and that's what I was going to ask the gentleman, and if he's still around, maybe he's got some thoughts around it. But Claude is kind of like ChatGPT, and it was experimented, I think, in England and everything. But my good friend Rick Rosner, who used to write for Jimmy Kimmel and it comes on some of our shows and everything, was telling me that they made a fictional case with the engineer of like the person having an affair, given it was fictional and everything like that. But when they said they were going to turn it off, that's when the AI said, you can turn me off if you want to, but if you turn me off, I'm going to tell about what you had in this fictional affair and everything. So that could be a very real concern that people have. So like I said, this was a test that they did where they tested out the AI and gave it like this fictional system of like this person, the engineer, the fake engineer, having an affair and everything. And then they were like, well, we think we're going to cut you off. And that's when the AI came back. It was like, yeah, you can cut me off if you want to, but if you cut me off, I'm going to reveal all your business. So if it gets to that
Absolutely.
point, that would scare me.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And thanks so much for sharing. Mark, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take you off briefly. I'm gonna do a
Great.
couple true false questions and then
Yeah.
we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. But thank you so much for that feedback and for joining me. I know it's been a minute. It's been a
It
minute.
has been a minute. You know, I'm always missing you. Always got that charming smile and always looking wonderful as always. So, you know, I'm always missing not seeing you and all of that because I am a big time fan and definitely one that would just love to have a chance to get even over to Indiana or get you over to North Carolina so we can actually see each other in physical presence of each other and all along those lines. But, you know, I'm a big fan.
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate you. Stick around and
I will.
we're gonna go ahead and get out of here in a few minutes. Thank you so much, Mark. All right, boom, y'all. So look, this is what I want to do. I'm going to do a quick true false right quick, and then I'm gonna get us out of here. I appreciate y'all so much. I think we can totally have like a part two of this show. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and do this true false. This is AI edition, y'all. All right. So I know there's a slight little delay. Okay. Okay. So why? Hold on. Okay. There we go. So boom. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and do this. I do want to cut and paste one of these questions. Y'all know how I do. Look, I'm going to do it the easy way because I ain't even trying to. Okay. So, boom. True or false, y'all? AI, let me go ahead and bring this on. So, AI can accurately detect your relationship patterns better than your partner, which I think true or false. Can AI, right, accurately detect your relationship patterns better than your partner? What y'all say? True or false? What y'all think? True, false, false. What y'all think? All right, so let's see. Anybody care to take a stab at this? AI can accurately detect your relationship patterns better than your partners. So Derek says true. Ariel Morgan, what's the science? Ariel says true. Thanks for joining me, beautiful. I appreciate you. All right, boom. So tonality says true. Fonda says not sure. Okay, that's fair. Let's see. All right. So according to Psychology Today, this is a credible source. Psychology Today says, as this answer loads up, false. So false. As per Psychology Today, relational awareness versus artificial insight. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. So let's see here, y'all. I want to do one more question, then I'm going to wrap this up and get out of here because I'm surprised y'all don't hear a sister's um, uh, stomach growling. You hear me? All right. So this one is a pretty good one. All right. So let me go ahead and put this one in the chat too. Let me know what y'all think. All right, and I will share this with y'all. Give my computer a second. All right, boom. Next question, y'all. True or false? People with anxious attachment are more likely to use AI for relational clarity. What y'all think? Is that true or false? We've talked about like anxious attachment, the different attachment styles. We've touched on that, and I would love to do like a whole show on that. I would totally love to do a whole show. So, what y'all think? Tonality says true. Fonda Allen says true. What y'all thinking? Anybody else? True. I knew what you meant, Fonda. Look, reading Rainbow ain't came in the room, so we good. All right. So true or false? So we have two answers right quick. According to attachment styles and AI dependence, Derek says true. Ariel says true. The answer is absolutely. Let me bring it on true. Absolutely. And I can see that. Again, I don't see anything wrong with using it as a resource. It's just when you become very dependent on it. You know what I mean? All right, so let's see here. I'm going to do one more question. All right, y'all. All right, all right. True or false? And then I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. Okay, boom. So, last question for the evening. AI tools can help couples better understand each other's communication styles. What y'all thinking? True or false? True or false? What y'all think? All right, I see y'all answers. Tonality says true. Fonda says true. False. Okay, okay, that's fair. That's fair. All right, so let's see what the answer is before we go ahead and wrap up. Derek Norris says true. You think that's true? All right, all right, all right, all right. So according to TechCrunch, the answer is absolutely true. Okay, that's interesting. All right, all right, all right, all right, y'all. So that's the true false for tonight. And so I do want to go ahead and wrap up the show. Thank y'all so much for joining me tonight. Y'all know that I totally appreciate you. And I think AI definitely has some wonderful things. Like it's a wonderful tool. I think it's important to use it as a flashlight, but not your North Star, right? Don't let it silence your intuition, your spirit, or your wisdom, right? And I'm a spiritual person, so I'm gonna add this little bit. God still speaks, right? Um, and for me, I'm kind of an old-fashioned kind of person, so I like love the old-fashioned way. I like for it to be authentic and organic. So, absolutely. So just kind of keep that in mind. Thank you so much, Fonda. I appreciate every time you join and your participation tonight. And the affirmation I have for tonight, because y'all know I love affirmations. Okay. So divine intelligent within me orders my steps, reveals truth, and protects my heart from false guidance. I trust God to lead me through wisdom, not shortcuts. So anyway, y'all, thank y'all so much for joining me. Shout out to my mama. Y'all know I got to shout out Miss Patty, some of y'all call her. Thank you so much for listening, Mama. I hope that you found this show good. All right, shout out to Lyric. Thank you so much for everything, Lyric. I appreciate you. The Grishams, Aunt Anna, my viewers, Mark, Brian, um, Reese. Thank y'all so much for joining me in the studio. I always appreciate that. Love and light to all of y'all. All right. Now, some words before I get out of here. Look, make sure that you're liking, following across all platforms. Relationship Soup, period, on YouTube. Relationship Soup Group. Y'all got to join the forum. You want to follow me as Relationship Soup LLC. If you want to get a greeting card or whatever, it's relationshipsoup.com. And another thing, y'all, you got to remember to love yourself, and that your heart is not a rehab center, baby. It's a temple. You got to treat it as such. You hear me? You got to treat your heart right. It's a temple. It ain't a rehab center. So anyway, until we meet next time, love, light, all of that good stuff, prayers for all of you. Until we meet next time, love yourself. Peace.